are you doing today? Let us start with a question. Have you ever wondered what UI and UX design actually mean? I know we've got a lot of people in the industry who say the words user experience and user interface like they're the same thing. But are they really? What do these terms actually mean? Well, today I'm gonna explain them in the simplest way possible so that by the end you'll never confuse them again. Alright, let's start with UX. UX stands for user experience. So think of UX like the blueprint of a house. It's all about how something works, not how it looks. So when you're designing UX, you're answering questions like, how will users move through this app or website? How many steps does it take to complete a task? Is it simple and logical or confusing? Like literally just imagine yourself as a user clicking around. Does it feel easy and natural or is it clunky and frustrating? That's what good UX design is all about. The product feels easy, natural and even enjoyable to use. On the other hand, bad UX is when you feel frustrated clicking around and not finding what you need. So in short, UX is about function and flow. Now let's talk about UI. UI stands for user interface. So this is all about how it looks. If UX is the blueprint, then UI is the paint, the furniture, the decorations. So it's the buttons, the icons, the colors, the typography, everything you see and interact with on the screen. Good UI is clean, attractive and matches the style of the brand. But here's the thing, even the most beautiful UI won't save a product if the UX is bad, and the opposite is true too. Great UX needs good UI to feel complete. So now you might be thinking, okay, so they both deal with the user, they both use the word experience, but if they both relate to the user, why do we have to separate roles? Well, to answer that question, let me pose another one to you. What would you rather do? Plan a whole trip including flights, accommodation, and activities, or pack a bag and get on a plane? Most people would choose the second option because as fun as traveling is, planning it can be super overwhelming. Now, what if I told you that someone had already planned the entire trip for you? All you had to do was show up and enjoy. Wouldn't that make your life easier? That's kind of what the difference between UX and UI designers is all about. While a UI designer focuses on aesthetics and visual elements, the UX designer takes a step back and plans the entire user journey from start to finish. They make sure the user gets from point A to point B in the easiest and most enjoyable way possible. Okay, so let's go back to our earlier example of a food delivery app. UX decides how you browse restaurants, filter options, place an order and track delivery. But UI decides how the menu looks, what colors the buttons are and how the progress bar is styled. So to sum up, if you're looking at the big picture and asking questions about the overall user experience, that's UX. If you're focused on the visual details like colors, fonts and interactive elements, that's UI. So remember, UX is how it works, UI is how it looks, and together they create the experience you have with any digital product. Now that you know the difference between UX and UI design, it's time to put your knowledge to the test. So best of luck and take care.